Hey y'all, I'm Roman.
And I'm Ioana, and this is our little boy Max.
We are living and traveling full time in our tiny house on wheels. After traveling for many years with our van in winter and winterizing our tiny house back in Switzerland, this year, since we had addition to our family, we decided to sell our house in Switzerland, to leave van behind and build a tiny house that will be actually our tiny house while we're traveling. And then when we are back in Switzerland, we can use it as our house as well. Our tiny house is 5.5 meters long, 2.5 meters wide, and 3.7 meters high from the ground, or 3 meters high without the trailer. It's actually built as a loading on the trailer, so we have made 4 legs that we can lift up the house and drive it out and drop the house on the ground. We have 400 liters water tank inside, and I built from both sides inlets so that it's easier to fill it up when we arrive to one spot, that we don't have to turn around. And here you see I made 2 attaching points for DIY laundry rack. We tow our tiny house with a Dodge Ram 57 Hemi, and yeah, this engine does its job perfectly, so we don't feel the house actually behind. The house is right at the limits with our stuff. It's right there balancing between 3.5 and 3.6 tons, which is still okay with the tolerance what we have on European roads. Here in the front is a storage room. Here you see our mini washing machine slash dryer. I wouldn't say it's amazing dryer, but it does very well job as a washing machine, and mainly we bought it just because of our son, that we can do his clothes, especially after massive poop attacks. Here is 400-liter water tank. Next to it is 1200 ampere hour lithium battery and 3 kilowatt inverter and this all kind of electricity stuff. On the roof we have 1.8 kilowatt solar panels. And here you see I actually used our old mattress and got this from IKEA bags, and made the cushions that we can just sit and chill around when we don't want to take our chairs out. Because we have a Chinese diesel heater, I was not sure how good it will be, and we had already one more at home, so we have a extra diesel heater just in case with us. If that fails, that quickly can install another one. I didn't have place where to put bicycle, as the storage is full with off-grid system, so I installed these 2 hooks where bicycle comes on and stays there secure. On the other side you see one more water inlet, and right there you see water inlet for fixed water. So actually when we are on campground or somewhere, we can just plug in on grid electricity, plug in water, and we don't need to use a water tank. So as I mentioned before, the house is built as a loading, so I welded and made this system with 4 jacks. I can lift up 10 centimeters up the house and drive it out. And so house is placed now on the trailer, and at the bottom it's secured here with 4 heavy-duty straps that holds the house on the place. And for backing up, I installed 4 lights around the house, and I connected it to the house battery, so actually when we are standing disconnected from the car, we still can use these lights for the evening.
Let's have a look inside. So here is our entrance, and right on the left we have a big wardrobe where we have on the bottom a 15 liters water boiler, and yeah, space for jackets and other clothes. Above it also more storage space where we placed some storage boxes. Then we enter the living space slash kitchen slash dining room. So here we have our dining table. It's very convenient as it's folding down and it's not staying in the way. And then we have the chairs that are stored in the shower we use when we eat. Above it we have a dedicated space for our teas. We are very much tea drinkers, and we found this cute box where we nicely organized our teas. Here we have the internet situation, also some 12-volt sockets. And down here below we have the solar charge controller and then inverter button down there that we need to press whenever we need to use some of the appliances. We also have a window with mosquito net that is opening both ways, so either like this or like this. As you can tell, we never open in this way. It's much easier just to get a bit of airflow. And we have two curtains, one for some privacy during the day that also lets some light in. And during the night we put this blackout curtain. Moving on this side, we have the kitchen area. We have a decent sized sink. Right here is the garbage area and some more storage space. Yeah, storage for cutlery and our plates and pots. Some pantry. We have an induction stove, so everything in the house runs on electricity. We are cooking 100% on electricity. Down here we also have an oven slash air fryer, which is very useful. We are using it on a daily basis. And some more appliances, a sterilizer, and yeah, cooking machine for the baby. We have to use all the space that we have to store everything. As we are traveling full time, living in this tiny house, we have a lot of things that we need to find a place for. Right above here, as you can see, it's also a bit crowded. I wouldn't say it's the most minimalistic kitchen, but again, we had to fit everything that we use on a daily basis in a really tiny space. So yeah, we have some boxes. People ask, don't they move while you're driving? And the answer is no. Like, there are some things that we remove, like we place now some eggs, some tomatoes right here. We need to remove those when we drive, but these boxes, they really stay here because we added silicone mat underneath and really keeps things in place. The flower things, the pots are screwed in the cupboard, so they also don't move. And the green boxes we do need to remove, so we just put them on the floor when we drive. And we always stay quite long in one spot. We slow down with our traveling style since we hit the road with this tiny house. And yeah, it takes maybe 10 minutes to prepare the house for driving, but then we stay in one spot for at least a week. So it's not a big hassle to just remove things and then put them back when we arrive at a new spot. This window helps with ventilation where when we are cooking, we are opening both windows and then there's a good airflow. Right here we have a bungee rope. When we drive, Roman has a system of tying these cupboards that they don't open when we drive.
And for the bathroom door and for the wardrobe door, we have a hook.
Yeah, so we have the hooks over here, so the door doesn't start banging around. We did forget once to put the bungee, and then I think it was the middle slide just flew out. So yeah, I think we are still due to make a checklist for driving, so we don't forget things. Moving along, here we have our fridge slash freezer. What is the capacity, Roman?
Almost 100 liters.
It's almost 100 liters. We did add a cushion so we can still use this space to sit, and it's not very difficult to lift it up. So this is the freezer that we use the most, and then there is the freezer, which is not so easy to access, but we also don't use it often, so we just have breast milk in there and some ice cream. And that's pretty much it. We have a big sofa area, and this one is transforming into a bed. It's, I believe, 160 wide, so queen size when it's open.
Only that is 220 long.
And yeah, it's much longer than a usual bed. And here is where I co-sleep with our little boy. And then Roman sleeps up here, where we have another bunk bed. And the space up here, it's okay. Roman can comfortably sit also. Like if he wants to do some reading, or sometimes he works on the laptop just up here in the bed to have a bit separation space.
And it's 130 times 220.
Yeah.
And then we have a fan that just broke before filming.
So yeah, up here we have a fan, and we had a nice light bulb that we it just dropped before starting to film. So originally we've built this house to make it as a guest house or to try Airbnb, but we never had time to actually do this activity. So the house just sat for almost 2 years empty, and now it's just placed as a loading on this trailer. And yeah, then we had to adjust and make it efficient for traveling. So we had a lot of preparation to do before hitting the road to make it off the grid, and yeah, think of how we put things that it's okay to drive with it. And this is the camera that we use when driving to see what's going on inside. So when I told you the story that one of the drawer flew out, we could actually see in the camera, and then we were able to stop and gather things. Under the bed we have the diesel heater outlet, and it's actually nice and cozy when you're in the bed that the warmth comes from below. We don't use it often now that we are in Spain and the temperature is quite okay. It gets colder at night, but the house is insulated quite well and it doesn't get cold inside. Very rarely we had to turn it on a little bit in the morning. We use the space under the bed to store more clothes, so we have 6 boxes, and they fit perfectly under the bed. They have the perfect height. We have heated floor. We didn't use it obviously since we hit the road because yeah, with solar energy that's the last thing that we would consume our energy on. So we need to be a bit careful with our electricity.
But when we were on grid and we were in -10 and it was just only heating source, it was very warm.
Yes. So it's really efficient, the heated floor. So if we go, for example, in a campground and we are plugged in, then we could use the heated floor. Here we also have a Hoover. It's very accessible all the time in the house. Like the Hoover was somewhere placed in a cupboard or always a hassle to take it out, and now I said I want it very accessible, that I just pick it up and start vacuuming. And I must say I'm vacuuming much more often nowadays. So right here we have the screen for the home cinema. We use it often for movie nights, and it's very comfortable to sit on the sofa and watch movies. So it's a really tiny house, but we even have a home cinema in it. So we managed to fit really everything in here. And right here is our bathroom with a composting toilet, so it's separating solids and liquids. And on the right side there, it's filter, a coal filter that is doing an okay job to get rid of the smell. And behind the curtain is our shower slash storage room for our chairs, the baby chair, our chairs, the bathtub, his bouncy chair. Like we are really using this space also to store these big things that we don't have where to put. So when we take a shower, you do need to take everything out, which takes, I don't know, a minute. But we usually synchronize it with when we're eating, like we put in the chairs out to dine, and then afterwards we take a shower and then we put everything back. So it's not really an inconvenience. Plus the shower, it's a big space that is unused usually, so it's when you're traveling, it's good to really use every space that you have, because there's so much things that you need to store. And yeah, then the chairs are not on the way, and we have a big floor space. You can dance here, you can do yoga, And we have a mat for our boy, so he can also do tummy time on the floor and play. So we keep the floor space open for all sort of activities.
If you would be interested, how is it to travel around Europe? We have a Tiny House Story, our Instagram account, and if there will be a lot of more interest, we could make time to time some YouTube videos as well about traveling around Europe, where we park, and how it works out for us. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Cheers!
Bye.